pants, the technique that we see on the fundamentals class. The fundamentals class, we see a classic one like this. This okay. We're gonna still work on this one today. We're gonna conclude the warm-up part with this technique. The first one we're gonna do the old school version. So a few concepts that is important to keep when we do the bullfight pass. I wanted to make sure my hands has access to all the parts of his legs. So I have to access the top, I have access the sides, and I have to access underneath. Why? Because depending on the direction I'm going, I gotta change the way my hand is positioned. Okay, so this is the first concept to keep in mind. Second one is that every time I go for the pants, I'm making my sleeve available for him. So he might go and connect to my sleeve. It's wrong or right? Depends. As long as you know what is happening, what is the consequence that can come from that situation, you're good to go. If it's something that, okay, I don't care about the grip, I go from there, okay? I can also access, like Nogi style, making the grips on the legs is all good. Both, just few concepts keep in mind before we go for the technique. So look, my partner has his guard. He's playing that classic box thing. I'm gonna start with his legs on the fence, and I'm gonna do this motion. I'm gonna back up and drive his feet to the ground. What I expect from him? To sit up. That's a classic rule. Every time his feet touch the ground, his back must to come off the ground. Why? Because his defense, he wants to keep this closed. So if he allowed me to open this, that's where my body goes. Is that correct for everybody? So once I pull his feet to the ground, I push his feet to the ground. A guy who knows a little bit about how to play guard, gonna sit up. Okay? Usually, one of the things that I have to sit up. When I do this, that's a possibility for him, and then he play guards again. Depends what is the situation he's giving to. So simple motion here. I'm gonna back up. Okay. So watch my elbow position. Up, shoulder to the chest. Very classic one, even called old school 1-2 start. Questions on that? One more time. Access the pants. I step back, drive his feet down. My shoulder will meet the chest. Questions? Yes.
So you want to have the elbows out like that?
For now, because I wanted to drag his feet down. So if I try to do this, look how hard it is to drag his feet to the ground. Now when I do this, I generate more power. Does that make sense? So it's not that I'm gonna open my elbow, I'm gonna this motion. Okay? And as we go advanced, we're gonna see that it's a better option to go in. Make sense? Everybody good? Let's go. So from bullfight pass, you cannot forget this. If I come close enough to give him connection to my hip, bullfight pass is gone. So imagine like this. There is a upside down T letter here, correct? So I don't want it to give him connection. If I stay far away from him, and I'm gonna bend over here, and then I have access here. I want to make sure I have a solid base, weight on the foot. I gotta be able to change my weight in case I need. And then comes to the question, what if he connects to my hip? He's doing what I want, he's disconnecting. Does that make sense? This one is gonna back up, feet on the ground, and easy pass. So the guy who's gonna cause problems for you is the guy who is really keeping the knees close to the shoulder. Does that make sense? So from here, we are here, I'm not here. Because then you do this, and now look, you do not even have a space. You're pulling him to a different form of guard who's gonna make it even worse for you. So you stay away, bend over and connect. Back to you. You want a question? I'm not doing this with my elbow. I'm backing up and pulling down. So there is a little rotation in the elbow. Just come over and dive in. Does that make sense? From here now, my shoulder's gonna hit. And now, I finish the pass. Does that make sense? Again, it's a very basic technique. The guy with some knowledge on guard pass, gonna easily defend that. But remember the progression. What we call fundamental techniques. We are fighting with somebody who doesn't know much what they are, how to react on the bottom. What we call advanced techniques is when the guy at the bottom is really know what to do and how to counter our technique. So it's technique fighting technique. Does that make sense? Let's go. We're gonna review the one we do fundamentals, only 3 minutes, and then we're gonna go for the one I really wanna focus today. So my partner has the same thing, and you guys gonna see, the more techniques he has, this one is harder and harder to apply. It has easy ways to stop this pattern. So we're gonna review the one we do on the fundamentals class. Same idea, I'm gonna bend my body over, I'm gonna place my grips, elbow in. Now, if I wanted to go there, opposite knee goes to the shoulder, pin the leg down, walk on my toes, drop, the knee goes to the head on the ground first to make me straight, and then establish your side control. So one more time. So one, look, knee on the ground, break this frame, and establish your side control. Any questions? Good? Let's go. Important principles that we do when we do a bullfight pass is that I have to be checking if the opposite knee to the side I'm going is looking at me. What I mean by that? If I go for this technique here and that knee is looking at me, he'll be able to keep his guard. Okay? And this principle gonna follow us with few variations, but it's gonna still be there in all the bullfight variations. Okay, so keep this in mind. What we're gonna do now is this. I start to go with my opponent, and as I have the access here, like I said at the beginning, he has access to my sleeve. And he's gonna start to go with his feet to my bicep. Alright? Once this happens here, then it's gone, because I'm connected here. If he's controlling this space between my elbows, most likely he's winning this little battle that we are having. Okay? So how can I did that? So remember I mentioned the hand on the beginning? I'm gonna move my hand a little bit around, and now I'm gonna step back and get my elbows as close as I can. And now when I walk back, we have this. Now from here, move my hand and look where we have. Leg drag position. Okay? So one more time. We approach the leg, we approach my sleeve, right away here. Don't go right away here. First I'm gonna go back with my elbows in, and this gives me access to go under him. From here, access there. Establish your leg drag. We're not gonna deal much with this for now. Okay, just get to this point. Any questions before I show again? Make sense? The motion? One more time. I got there. His feet, maybe he's starting to push one side, pull the other one. So I'm gonna go one, elbows in, palms up. Look what happened to his feet. Move forward. Move inside, move the hand over, control the collar. His mash. We have the leg drag position, break to start. Go. Go. How to access to the chest. So like I said, guard pass, we have to always keep in mind, we can split two parts. Get around the legs, or deal with the legs, and then connect chest to chest. My goal is to pin him on the ground with both shoulder blades glue on the ground. Okay? I remember the Japanese term for this is harikata. That's how they call the techniques to guard pass, harikata. And in fact, the translation is not guard pass, it's being entered. What again, focus on the goal, not on the obstacle. Okay? So same technique. Let's just do the second part now with more detail. So I was looking for his pad. Remember, this gives access to the sleeve. I'm gonna slide, I'm gonna back up with my elbows in, and now I can push him back. Now,
you don't really care where my feet end up once you back.
No.
If they're still in the mess, the feet just come forward.
Exactly. So I back up here to this kind of peculiar leverage. Now, even if you decide to extend your leg or something, I still have leverage to go up. As long my hand is here. So it's almost like this motion here. If I keep my hands on the top, and then I do the same thing when I come up, you still have access to that area of my biceps, so it doesn't work. As soon as I move my hand, elbows in and back up, now I don't care much how you're reacting. Does that make sense? So I did this, pull the leg to the side, control the leg. You're gonna squeeze your legs here. So you see, I'm not even touching my knees on the ground, I'm squeezing. And I have this. We have variations, but we're gonna stick with this one. My elbow gonna go on top of his legs here. Okay, so I have this motion here. Palm up, elbow in. Everybody good with that? So first part is done. I deal with his legs, but look how far I am from his chest. So he didn't completely at the pass. I'm gonna let go of the pad because now this elbow is doing the control for me. I'm gonna slide this hand underneath and I'm gonna go for a 4-finger grip inside here. Get access to the chest and wait. Wait till he starts to push me. Once he pushes me, now I have full control. Does that make sense? So the second part is really important to wait him to push you. He is uncomfortable. He is losing. Why are you gonna rush? So we got to this position here, but he's framing here. Doesn't matter. If I wanted to go side control, I'm gonna stay here a little longer, maybe folded arm, change my grip. If not, as he push, I'm gonna start to move, and now look, he is exposing his back. So this is another option that we're gonna have that we're gonna see in another day. What I really want you guys focusing is don't go to either the back or the side control till you feel the guy pushing you. So here, make him uncomfortable, push, push, push. As soon as he shows some reaction, you go ahead and complete the pass.
What is he pushing with his leg?
Yes. Very normal reaction. Start to imagine him there, he's gonna have to adjust himself to this.
Even if he doesn't push, stay there. Just hang out.
If he doesn't push at all, what is really hard because he needs to, you're gonna accept me doing this to him, everything nice and tight, move your chest, then little by little I go, because in case he decides to turn, I have the knee ready to control. If he decides to go turtle, we're gonna follow and attack the back, so we're gonna have to follow up. So this is a position where you get stopped and little by little you progress. If you can feel his reaction even better, because he's telling you the direction he's going. If not, you still go little by little. You have two options. You're gonna have to come to this side. If he turns away, back attack. If he turns in, establish your side control. Good? Let's go, guys.